And welcome to another brand new episode of FX Training with your host, Peeling Mindset. So, welcome to another brand new episode. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing well. We are here. This is Wednesday. Wednesday's market. I think there's a CPI happening in the next few hours. So that's going to be interesting. And obviously, we got our friends coming in from the Slack community. So I'm just checking the system for the first few minutes. Obviously, trying to see if the YouTube is working fine, and that will be nice. That'll be nice. That is going to be nice. Just checking the system. Checking the system. Let's check the system. Let's check the system. Alrighty. Alrighty-o. All right, so it's 30 minutes after the New York market open. 30 minutes after the New York market open, we have the CPI, core CPI. So it's going to be interesting. They're expecting bad numbers, but right now there's a lot of optimism in US dollar, and there has been a lot of nice report about how US dollar is doing good, and they're expecting the economy to actually recover. So I don't know how the CPI is going to justify the numbers they're predicting. Is going to be justifying the numbers, the outcome in after 30 minutes after the New York Bank opens. So we'll see. Obviously, and what we know is before high impact news, market tends to range. I mean, if the market's going to range, it's pretty obvious. But right now, gold is breaking this resistance. Previous 30-minute candle broke the resistance. At this point in time, it's very close to 1737.70. And it's in about 20 pips away. I mean, there's a little bit of hardship on the left-hand side. So I think I'm not going to be really interested in gold. Rather, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus in pound USD. Pound USD. Oh, look at this. So actually, I took a trade around a London session, and the trade was really good. A beautiful trade. We're going to focus on pound JPY, pound USD, and pound AUD, and we will see if there's any possible trade. Obviously, I was actually looking for buys above 153, 190, but looks like this resistance area, this rejection area, 153, 190 is pretty tough to break because the price has tried several times breaking that level. I mean, it tapped it. It couldn't break it. Just head down, right? So simply looking at the price action from the left-hand side, because looking at the left-hand side could be really helpful, right? Because we get to see what price did in the previous settings. So right now, looking at the price action, look at this. 153, 190 has been acting out several times. Price is engaging with it, rejecting it, dropping down. So one more time, price is very close to it. And obviously, look at this. So 153, 190 has been tapped one more time. It's rejecting it. It's kind of ranging in between this 153, 190 and 152, 690 at this point in time. Obviously, and price did have a little bit of hardship around this level. This price action was particularly by the NFPs, shock effect and stuff. Obviously, a lot of liquidity from pound yen, pound pairs were poured into gold. Obviously, gold, we had a heavy drop. So the NFP numbers were really good, and that was a massive push downside, right? On a Friday. Now, probably pound yen is only going to move probably midway through this week. So probably around Thursday or even today, Wednesday. So I'm expecting some sort of volume in pound yen. So let's see what's going to happen. But at this point in time, 30-minute candles are ranging side by side. So not sure how 30-minute is actually going to close. I mean, for possible sells, I mean, it's better if prices start closing below 152, 690 at least. Obviously, there has been some sort of hardship breaking the support level too. Pretty clearly, some hardship breaking the support level. But watch this. If price starts closing below 152, 690, there could be a possible push on the downside through this clear range or through this clear traffic on the left-hand side. So I am still waiting, man. To be honest, I'm going to wait for a proper sell. Got to wait for 152, 690 at least. And for a buy, I mean, 153, 190 does make sense above 153, 190. But obviously, if buys are coming in, have to see a strong 1 hour candle close above at this point in time. And I'll tell you why. Because this is a 1 hour rejection area where the price has rejected up several times, right? Now, if at least the hourly candle closes above, the range from this 153, 190 to in about the rejection level on the top, it's in about 21 pips. And all the way up till 153, 455, it's in about 26 pips. So if the price is to push up, price moving down right now in this demand sort of area or this liquidity grab sort of area kind of makes sense. So I have to see what's going to happen. So, alrighty. So it looks like YouTube is having a little bit of a hard time here. Looks like YouTube is having a little bit of a hard time. Let's check what's wrong. What's wrong with it? Oh no. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. So stream. Hey, hey, hey. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum. The price is in a range at this point in time, is in a range 21 pips. Alrighty, so we are still waiting, trying to see how can I fix this YouTube. Apparently, there's some sort of problem with the stream app here. Anyways, we are going to work with it, and I mean, there's nothing happening except for waiting for CPI here. Nothing except for waiting for CPI. I mean, if there's any push in pound yen coming in any sort of direction, I mean, it's good because price has been ranging for some time. I mean, we definitely need some sort of break. On the other hand, pound USD, I mean, the trade I took around London session, it actually moved pretty well. I've actually secured everything out of the trade already. So right now it's just moving. It's just moving. Beautiful. Beauty. Yeah, the 4 hour and the daily on the pound USD looks pretty well, to be honest. Looks pretty well. Pound USD daily, but obviously we have this USD high impact news coming in the next hour or so, in the next 2 hours, right? And obviously CPI, maybe that's going to induce some of the volume. So market may range, as we talked about. Market may range, right? So obviously weekly time frame on pound USD, pretty rangy. Daily, on the other hand, I mean, pretty bearish. There's clear traffic on the left-hand side. On a 4 hour time frame too, there's a clear traffic on the left-hand side. And the gray area I pointed out here, the gray area is actually a hourly sort of a support area. On a 2-hour time frame, to the traffic on the left hand side looks so clear. The structure is a bearish structure. The most recent price action, the most recent price structure is a bearish structure. If the price has to move somewhere, it has to move down. Just looking at this structure alone, right? If the 2-hour candle flips, I mean, this 2-hour candle is going to close in the next 15 minutes, which is pretty good because we will see how the 2-hour candle is going to close eventually. This gray area that I pointed out here, this gray area is a 1-hour support level from the left-hand side traffic. If you look into the left-hand side, this support area is the exact support area I pointed out. This was one of my rejection areas, all right, for the sell I took earlier this afternoon. But obviously, look at this. So the price actually broke below that support area. There's a clear traffic on the left-hand side and all the way down to here as well. This is 137 for, I would say, 490, right? So 490, I mean, we do have clear range on the downside. So price actually broke below that gray level and retested that level. So beauty. This is actually really beautiful. It retested the in about area. Now, after retesting, it definitely fell down. The low was tested, but I'm expecting New York volume to actually drive prices downside. So let's see what's going to happen. There's a clear resistance. If the price has to range, I mean, it's a shame because we know there's CPI happening, and we can clearly see on a 15-minute time frame the price is having a hard time pushing down. Why? Because it's ranging. There's CPI, and pound USD has USD in it. So it might be a ranging day on pound USD. I look into pound USD, pound JPY, and gold, obviously. So 30-minute, on the other hand, looking pretty nice. 30-minute has that wick on the downside to be filled, and there's a resistance as well. So let's see what's going to happen. So the only thing I'm waiting here for pound USD to take any sort of entry is the hourly candle is going to close in the next 13 minutes, right? And that's the close of the 2-hour candle too. And that's quite significant. There's a high chance the candles can push down right now because there's a wick on the downside. There's clear traffic on the left-hand side. So that could be the case. But the only thing I'm thinking about is on a 15-minute where I usually observe the detail. I mean, the price is ranging on a 15-minute. On a high time frame, it looks consistent. But if I'm trading on the high time frame, I have to wait for the candle to close. Simple as that. If this 2-hour candle in the next 12 minutes closes in my direction, I might take an entry because on an hourly time frame, it's bearish. There's a resistance, and clearly, if this hourly candle closes bearish, there's going to be a clear hourly bias, which is going to be really good. And obviously, if the candles on a 30-minute time frame slowly push down, trying to fill the wick, that's going to be lovely too. I'm not going to take a trade right here. The structure is there. I mean, the structure is there, but I'm waiting for 12 more minutes. Waiting for 12 more minutes. That's what I'm going to do. But I know some of the traders who definitely would have taken a sell right here because the structure makes sense. You know, at the end of the day, the structure definitely makes sense. Alrighty. And let's look at pound AUD as well at the same time. Ooh, pound AUD is bearish. Pound AUD is bearish. All right. All righty. All right. Let's see here. Daily time frame rejecting the top at this point in time. Previous daily candle closed bearish. There's a high chance this daily candle could flip bearish. Wow. So pound is kind of bearish today, isn't it? Pound USD is kind of bearish. 4-hour candle has broken the previous 4-hour candle's low on a 2-hour time frame. On a 2-hour time frame, look at this. The 2-hour candle has actually broken the previous 2-hour candle's low, heading below this gray area. Looks like this gray area is a previous 2-hour support area that I actually drew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that area because that's irrelevant at this point in time. And looks like pound AUD is pretty bearish. I mean, sell below 1881.95 does look nice because there's a clear range on the left-hand side. But from the current price level to the support, I mean, it's in about 17 to 13 pips range. So I don't think that's a nice range to trade, for me especially. I try and avoid smaller range because trading in a smaller range is only telling myself I'm happy with smaller number of pips, 4 to 5. I'm not happy with 4 to 5 pips sometimes, so I need a consistent number of pips, so 10 to 12 to 8. But I'm not happy with 5 unless the market's performing really bad and I just have to call it a day by securing something out of the market, right? Right now, I mean, this is not a good range. So maybe a good range is going to be below 1881.95. So I'm going to point this out. I'm looking for sells below 1881.95. That's what I'm going to do. And let's just do this as well. $1881.95. All right. And the pound USD hourly candle is going to close in the next 6 minutes. I think I did take a good decision waiting for the candle to close. I know some of the guys who would have taken a sell on the 30-minute candle flip, but man, the structure is there. But what I know is there's CPI happening in the next few hours. And I've seen market ranging. So do I really want to fight with the market range? Maybe no. On the other hand, pound GPY, I mean, it's moving slowly on the downside. On an hourly time frame, it looks way better to push down because there's a wick on the downside that the candles could actually target. And obviously, there's a clear range. And for me, 153, 190 was a strong rejection area, which the price is rejecting off of. Pretty obvious. It's just rejecting it pretty hard. And from the current price, in about the wick is in about 15 pips, and all the way down till here, it's in about 20 pips. But I'm not going to take an entry here because on a 30-minute, I can clearly see that, you know what, this area was somewhere around, this area was a noisy area or a noise near the range. So I don't want to be inside the noise. When the price starts breaking the clear levels, then I would want to take a sell. But we will see. Obviously, this is not a volume time. This is the volume time, but we haven't seen the actual volume, have we? We haven't. So it's a good idea to wait. it's a good idea to wait. And let's look at gold and see what's happening in gold. Ooh, as we talked about, I mean, gold broke out of this resistance, and the bias was clearly buy. Looking at the 30-minute, looking at the hourly, obviously broke that resistance. Just started continuing up. Now above 1737.70, there is wicks on the left hand side that the price can attack, but on a 30-minute, that doesn't look pretty convincing, does it? It doesn't. But if the bias is bullish and the rejection, the most recent rejection in gold is sort of a rejection and push up and higher rejection, it clearly tells us the potential bias in gold could be a buy or a bullish momentum. Now, if the prices in gold are to push up, it's looking pretty nice. Let's go into the 4-hour time frame and see what's happening on a 4-hour time frame. A 4-hour time frame, look at this. We're actually holding a strong support above the 1728.27 level. It's quite interesting how it's holding up in this level, you know. So this area from here till here, for me, is a demand area. Ooh, it kind of makes sense. Now when I look into it, man, if the CPI news is actually something, so the prediction, because they're actually predicting, they're expecting bad numbers. And if the CPI numbers are to be bad, where is the gold going to go? Potentially on the upside. And it kind of makes sense how it's holding up to this level. So if the CPI is to push the prices in gold up, it's kind of making sense. How is it making sense? Because the 4-hour is holding up, and this long wick on the downside seems like a demand area. And if this is a demand area, I mean, let's check on the left-hand side if this is a demand area from the... Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty much like it. So, previous demand area. Or Jackie, I mean, see, Jackie says, choppy GJ. Yeah, that's correct. Choppy GJ, that's what it is. So it looks like, man, honestly, it looks like the CPI could actually push the prices in gold even higher. That's what I think. All right, so the 4-hour time frame, look at this. As we talked about, gold is holding up above 1728.27, all right? Now, if the prices are to push up with the CPI news reveal or the conference, this is actually really interesting. The report can actually push prices up. And we know that CPI is one of the high impact news event. And it's breaking the highs, breaking resistance at this point in time. On a 2-hour, it looks way smoother. The wick on the left-hand side looks way smoother. I mean, yeah, 70 pips, 90 pips, 100 pips, 140 pips. Yeah, I think it's going to move up. That's what I think. That's what I think. If this hourly candle could close bullish above 1737.70, well, that's going to be the close of the 2-hour. And what we know is after breaking a resistance, there's a high chance prices do retest previously broken levels. So if that's going to be retested, it's going to be amazing. We will see if we can take some sort of buy in gold. Because structure-wise, it's making sense. And as we look at this. It's breaking that level. So the bias is buy on gold. Obviously, it's buy. Look at the rejection, most recent rejection. 1, 2, 3. Yep, gold bias is bullish. Bias is bullish. Ooh. My pound USD alert hit. Let's check pound USD. What's happening in pound USD? Mr. Pound USD. All right. So pound USD retracing at this point in time. Oh, interesting. So that was actually a really good decision. I waited for the candle to close. I mean, I know a lot of traders who took sells around that area, but I kind of waited because I wanted to see a high time frame close. And waiting for a high time frame candle close is a right decision. You know, most of the time what you see is candles actually candles actually move after the high time frame closes because the bias is stronger. The moves are going to be stronger too. So on YouTube, Harsh Kushwaha says gold is about to fly. That's what I think. That's what I think too. And Palin says if we look at the daily candle on the daily chart, there is a huge range for the prices to go up. In what pair? Gold? Are you talking about gold? I mean, on gold, yes. I mean, gold, my bias is bullish. Definitely bullish. Look at this. Look at the 2-hour candle close, right? So look at the 2-hour and 1-hour candle close. 2-hour candle close above this previously broken resistance, previously formed resistance area. And there's a high chance if the 2-hour candle retests this level, we can push up. Maybe there is enough New York volume to drive the prices up. Now this candle retracing down in its first few minutes. Before pushing up, it's only looking nice to push even higher. But obviously there is CPI. So I'm definitely going to wait for CPI, and I'm not going to force any trade. But my bias is definitely buys. No doubt. No doubt on it. My bias is going to be buy. Let's look at pound USD one more time. Let's just have a look. Let's just have a look. All right, so pound USD, that was a really good decision that I made. I waited for the candle to close, and guess what happened? So me waiting for the candle to close was a really good decision. For now, the 4-hour candle is still breathing. I mean, the previous 4-hour candle closed bearish. There's a high chance this 4-hour candle, the current 4-hour candle in pound USD, could push down as well. It kind of makes sense to push down pound USD, all right, on a structure basis. On a 2-hour time frame, on the other hand, previous 2-hour candle closed bullish, but it's still below the previously broken support area. And right now, the current 2-hour candle retracing down. So if the candles are to push down, we need some sort of resistance in some sort of time frame. So right now, hourly time frame, look at the way the previous hourly time frame closed. It closed bullish with a long liquidity wick on the downside, potential liquidity wick, and obviously it closed below the previously broken support area. There's a high chance to push down. Well, there is a high chance to push down because it's still below this gray area. The gray area is the previous 1-hour support area. Yeah, this is just getting interesting, isn't it? It's getting interesting. Now, we are 57 minutes away from the market open. Look at the way the 30-minute candle closed. 30-minute candle, I mean, it's really hard to read, right? What is this? What is happening on a 30-minute time frame? I mean, it's like just rubbish. 30-minute time frame rubbish, 15-minute time frame rubbish, just ranging side by side. Now, clearly what I can say is, if this is the low, and if there's a clear range on the left-hand side in pound USD for the prices to retest, I need to see a clear resistance. And a clear resistance, maybe a clear 15-minute resistance at least to start with. Now, if a 15-minute resistance can be formed, that's going to be lovely. So kind of have to wait. But my bias on pound USD looking at the structure is sell. Definitely sell. Just by looking at the structure alone. Let's just look into gold one more time and see what's happening in gold. Ooh, gold. Look at this. Oh, wow. This is really interesting. Let me share this with you guys. This current 2-hour candle. So the previous 2-hour candle closed bullish, right? Definitely closed bullish. But this current 2-hour candle, guess what happened? This candle moved down. And the low it made is 1736.85. if you guys know about high, lows, open and close, so this candle made a low, and the low is 1736.85, which is a psychological level. Obviously, its high is also 1737.75, which is also a psychological level. But if the prices are to push up, I mean, it's got a psychological tap, or it has just tapped a psychological level on the downside. Oh, so the low has been broken. Now the low is 1736.80. That's still a psychological point, a psychological level for me, especially. That is still a psychological level. So the low that the current 2-hour candle made is 1736.80. It's very interesting. We have to see what's going to happen in the next few minutes, because my bias hasn't changed yet. The bias hasn't changed yet. Alrighty, I got my targets on the left-hand side. Our Palin says, what does psychological level mean? Oh, that's an interesting question. So basically, psychological levels could be whole number or numbers with 5 at the end. So when I say whole number, numbers with 0 at the end. When the prices tick or when the prices move in certain direction, what happens is with your experience, you will start noticing that, you know what, prices tap psychological level or a whole number. For example, this candle, look at this. I'm talking about this candle right here. So why am I taking it all the way there? Because this is where you can see open, high, low, and close. This is the open, this is the high, this is the low, this is the close. Right? What you will notice is when the candles move or trend in a direction, you will see often candles tapping a psychological level. For example, this low, obviously this candle's low was 1733.08, very close. But this candle actually made low, and the low was 1733.60. So the candle's low is 1733.60. So what does that tell me? That tells me that's a psychological level, a whole number. And this just adds up to the confluence. So how does it add to the confluence? I mean, tapping a psychological level only allows prices to move heavily. That's what it is, right? Or so Sanchit Makar says, I think you just leave to see the psychological level in your journal. Well, you can leave it just in your journal if you don't believe in it. But again, at the same time, these things can be actively seen as a confluence for your trade. Oftentimes, what I've seen is, for example, I used to be a really aggressive trader. You don't even know, right? So a really aggressive trader. And for me to be aggressive and be profitable, I had to see flips of the candle, or I had to take trades in a really particular sniper entry point. So what that means is I had to enter right on a spot on point and get out of the position on a spot on points. So that means often psychological levels used to help me a lot. But obviously over time, my trading style changed a little bit. I started becoming more risk averse and stuff. So I'm not going to take a position right away if I see a psychological level, but that adds up to my confluence. So usually what I do is when I just navigate or I surf around the candles, I try to see if the candles have tapped any psychological level. For example, this candle right here, the bearish candle on a pound USD. So the high this candle made is 1381.75. So look at this. I'm going to bring it all the way up here, very close to this high. So do you see this high? Just give me a second. Dun, dun, dun. Do you guys see this? Just give me a second. Look at this. So do you guys see the hatch? The hatch means high. So the bearish candle, the high it tapped or made was 1381.75. Or if I have to read it properly, it's 138175, right? Now that is a psychological level. Now that could be that can be added as a confluence. Now often people don't know about it, but we've seen prices move heavily after tapping psychological level. That's why it can be added to a confluence. Definitely can be added to a confluence. So if prices are going to break that high, I mean, there's a high chance pound USD could move up. But if the prices are to stay low, below 1381.75, there's a higher chance prices could move down. Higher chance. So that's how you see psychological levels. All right. Now, our Sanchit says, I think it's time for good gold to go up. Well, let's just have a look. Let's just have a look. Yep, not yet. Not yet. Candles are still bearish. Candles are still bearish. And we are still waiting. All right. All right, so Sanchit Makar says, what about GJ? I mean, you gotta send a chart. Sanchit, if you wanna learn, I mean, to be honest, you guys are so lucky. Why? Because there's a guy here doing a stream, trying to give feedback and obviously expressing his ideas in a free, understandable manner. So what you got to do is take advantage of this stream, and you have to try and learn how to present your thoughts or your thought process on a chart. So you got to draw your zones. You got to draw and label your chart and send me a chart on the YouTube. Now, if you don't know how to send the chart, read the description, and what you can do is you can just go here, copy the link of the snapshot, and only send me the extension from the X. If you can send me a chart, man, I'm going to help you 100% because I'm going to give you feedback. I'm going to say, hey, man, Sanchit, I don't think this is working. Hey, man, Sanchit, I think you got to do this. And what you think is correct or what you think may not be correct. And if you want to learn, that's going to be the best approach. So don't tell me what do you think about GJ or something else. I mean, I know what I think, right? If I just let you know what I think, you're going to believe that, but you're never going to think what you think about it. So you rather evaluate and put your thought process into your charts and send me the chart. Okay, my ideas for me is pretty clear. I can stay muted throughout the stream, and I can take a trade, and I can be quiet. But what's your idea? The real question is, what do you think? That's the real question. And at this point in time, hourly candle flipping bullish. I mean, looking pretty good. I think gold is going to push through. That's what I think. I mean, this gray area is the first target for me. Obviously, price is very close to 1737.70 at this point in time. And this is a rejection level. So I have to see how the candles are going to close, especially 30 or a 15 minute. Yep, pound USD, pound AUD, pretty bearish. Looking for sells below 188, 195. So from an hourly point of view, obviously that looks way better. So let's see what's going to happen. I think I'm going to get that sell today. That's what I think. And looks like pound USD is also pretty bearish. Pretty bearish pound USD. All right, so the previous 15-minute candle closed bearish, but the price is still in the range. So if the price is to push down, it has to break this range on the downside potentially, and obviously that's going to be nice. Any candle close outside the range on the downside is going to be a good sign for sell. So my bias on pound USD is a sell. Bias is a sell. All right. So no chart from the YouTube. Zero chart from the YouTube. Zero chart. And pound USD retracing at this point of time. I mean, we are still waiting. Just waiting. I mean, my bias is still a sell on pound USD and waiting for gold buys. But obviously there's CPI, so maybe the attraction will be CPI here today. CPI is going to be the attraction. And at this point of time, gold is flipping bullish. We are an hour away from the news, and it's looking pretty good. It's actually looking pretty good. The wick on the downside looks pretty good. The hourly candle has 21 minutes left for its close. 4 hour looks good. 2 hour looks good. Well, hourly candle looks pretty solid. 30 minute is going to close in the next 21 minutes. And all right, so the 15-minute candle is going to close in the next 6 minutes. And from the current price all the way till my target, it's in about 20 pips of range. So let's see what's going to happen. I have to head into the 5-minute right now. So let's see. 5-minute. Ooh, all right, so if this 5-minute candle closes bullish, on the break of the 5-minute candle is high, maybe I'm going to take a position. So maybe my stop loss will be in about 15 pips back in the range. If it breaks the high, let's see. Anticipating a buy here. Alrighty. All right, so waiting for the close. And all right, so I'll put my buy stop on the top of the wick. So anticipating 12 to 10 to 12 pips. So my buy stop is somewhere around here. Stop loss is in about 15 pips. In about 15, I'm not applying a lot of pips here because I'm anticipating volume. If there is volume to come in the market, I mean, this is a good time. So just anticipating 10 to 12 pips out of the market. That's all. 10 to 12 pips. And this trade is, this pending is placed completely looking at the higher time frame, 2 hour, 1 hour. There's a clear wick on the left hand side. The bias was explained accordingly as it was happening. So right now it kind of makes sense. There's CPI in the next hour, and so I have placed a pending order. see retracing pretty heavy at this point in time. I mean, we have retraced up pretty high, so kind of retesting the previously broken hourly support at this point in time. Bouncing off of this hourly support area. The gray area is also a hourly support area, so it's quite interesting. Let's see. All right, so the candles are pushing up nice and slow, which is looking good. Candles are looking good, pretty good. Let's see if the candles are to push up with volume. 1 minute, making that support, which is good. All right, looks like we're gonna push up here. That's what I think. 5 minute candle looking pretty good. I mean, retested the previously broken resistance area and slowly moving up. Ooh, I think we're gonna move up here. I think we are going to move up here. Yeah. Oh, and we are pushing with volume. All right, so are we going to continue up filling the wick? Let's see, so the 5 minute candle actually closed bullish, but a small body. Does that tell me the volume? Ooh, and we are moving slowly. All right, so I just need 10 to 12 pips out of the market. 10 to 12 pips. 10 to 12 pips. And almost close. All right, so kind of taking the position, anticipating volume. So my pending is almost activated. Oh, and it's activated. I am in the position. Let's see. So anticipating volume, I mean, I've only applied a small lot size. I've only applied a smaller stop loss in about 15 pips. So if the market is to push down, I mean, wow, it's gonna be pretty bad, because this is an impulsive trade, and my trade has been activated. So the spread activated my trade. Obviously, it's a little bit. This seems a little bit high, but the spread activated my position. Now, at any point in time, if I'm uncomfortable, if I don't feel like that, you know what, this is not the right trade, I may even close the position. And for example, one of the ideas that's going to tell me is if the candles, if this current candle, if the 5 minute candle starts breaking its own low, that's going to be the position where I might close at least 50% or even the whole position. Because this is an impulsive position taken before the news I'm anticipating volume, looking at the structure and looking at the clear traffic on the left hand side on a high time frame. Now this could be a very early trade. So what I'm telling myself is, if the trade is to move in an opposite direction, I might have to close the position. Simple. Pretty simple. Anticipating volume in, and the price is still hanging around there. Let's see, Mr. Gold, it's hanging around 2 pips in drawdown. Let's see. Hourly candle looking pretty nice. Hourly candle looks good. I mean, there's an hourly rejection level on the left hand side. That's the funny thing, right? On the other hand, I mean, 2-hour candles looking pretty good to continue up, and 1-hour candle also looks good, right? Because the structure is there, and if the volume is to push prices up, the most recent rejections are kind of bullish sort of a rejection from the downside. Now it's looking nice. Let's see what's going to happen in the next 11 minutes. At any point in time, if I feel uncomfortable, I might close the position. Even if there's a clear traffic on a 30, on a 2-hour, well, it's just risk management. At the end of the day, what I've learned over time is if I want to be profitable, I have to manage my risk. All right, so at this point in time, still hanging around there. Let's see. 5-minute candle looking good. 5-minute candle looking actually good. And we are in about 14 minutes away from the news event, from the news report. And 5-minute candle close bullish. I mean, it's still looking nice. Now, I'm thinking about how I can manage risk, right? And one of the ways I can close half or at least 80% of my position is if the candle starts breaking the previous candle's low. Obviously, this position is an impulse entry, as we talked about. And I mean, I was anticipating volume, pre-New York volume, but I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any volume yet. Just hanging around in that 2 to 3 pips in drawdown. I mean, so let's see what's going to happen. Alrighty. And the candles are retracing at this point of time. Hourly candle bullish. I mean, looks like it has rejected that hourly rejection level. So maybe this is an early trade after all. This could be a early trade. All right, so the candle has 8 more minutes left for its close, including this 5-minute candle. And it's just retracing. I mean, it just broke out of the broken resistance. It just broke the rejection level, broke the resistance, and it kind of did a retest. I was hoping for some sort of volume, and pre-New York hasn't brought in any volume yet. In about 3 pips in drawdown, so I'm thinking how I can close my position here. Especially when it's so fast moving pair. It's gold, and you always want to manage risk in gold. And we are still hanging on. All right. Looks like the volume is pretty low. Maybe the market is waiting for that CPI. That's what it is. So I'm in 2, and it's just hopping around in 2 and 3 pips in drawdown here. Right now in 4 pips in drawdown. So what I'm thinking about is if the candle starts breaking the previous candle's low, which it has done already. Now, I think this is going to be the position where I'm going to close at least half right here. So, closing half of the position right here. 5 pips in drawdown right here. Bang. Alright, so close half of the position because I was not feeling comfortable with, again, this impulsive gold idea. Haven't seen any volume yet. Haven't seen any volume yet. All right, so the 5-minute candle is actually retracing below 1737.70. If the 5-minute candle closes below, man, I have to think about how I can actually close down at least another range, or another volume, at least another half. Gold is ranging at pre-New York session. My bias is still buy. I mean, yep, Palin, that's what I think. All right, so this is the point where I'm going to close all of the position right here because I don't feel comfortable at all. So I'd rather wait for the CPI or the New York volume to come in. And I've closed it already. Close the position. All right, so that was actually a early trade. Early trade. But you know what? I manage my risk, so that's the best. Obviously the best. Risk management is the best. Risk management is the key. Looks like pound USD is actually retracing up, pretty bullish at this point in time, especially the lower time frame candles here. Pretty bullish. Wow, it's rejecting the bottom and slowly pushing up. Interesting. It's actually interesting. Okay. All right, so on YouTube Plus TV says, hey dude, did you enter on gold? I did. And I've managed my risk already. That was an impulsive entry. You know, I have to know my plan. I have to always know my plan. I have to know my plan. I have to execute on it, obviously, because if it makes sense, you execute on it, right? And sometimes the best things to do will be, one of the best things to do will be to manage your risk. Now, this was an impulsive entry that I took. I've managed risk already. I mean, 5 pips in gold is honestly nothing, because I can get back 5 pips in like any session. Pum 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 pum. All right, so Palin says we should find some subliminal money-making background music so we can increase our winning rate. I mean, if you could find one, send me the link, or just tell me the title. I may search for it, but I don't think there's anything like that. Pretty sure there is no money there's no winning rate boosting music. I don't know any. Yeah, I think the market's gonna wait for CPI here. That's what I think. And pound yen is also heading up nice and slow. Pretty good. All right, so this is the New York Bank Open right here. This is the New York Market Open. I mean, obviously, gold, previous gold hourly time frame closed dodgy with a small bullish body, but right now candles are moving up nice and slow. So in the next 30 minutes, we do have CPI. So ranging is expected out of the candles. But there is a chance gold might push up, because the candles, after all, finished bullish. You know, the candles didn't finish bearish, and there is a wick on the top. I mean, yeah, it's just an early trade. I took an early trade. That's what it is. An early trade. Yep. It's slowly pushing up. And it's pushing up nice and slow. Wow. Looks like gold's going to push up right now. That's what it looks like. Wow. So after all, looks like I did take an early trade here. Early trade. I mean, it's trying to move up right now. 28 minutes before the CPI. Ooh, it's moving up. Yeah, man, the original trade I took was actually a valid trade. Turns out to be that, you know what? That was just a little early trade. My bias was correct. And I think it's going to move up till this gray area in about 19 pips. In about 18 to 19 pips. That's what it's going to be. All right, so Enzo Corteza is looking to re-enter. Ooh, I don't know, man. I think you've missed the re-entry. Maybe the re-entry was on the break of the high. But that was too early trade. For me, if I was to give this trade a second chance, maybe that was too early. Because the candle moved up in its first few minutes. You know, it was holding up. This is something I've seen over time, too. But obviously, I manage my risk, so that's, again, a win-win. I mean, you know, a beautiful call is a beautiful win. I mean, wow, it's just moving up before the CPI. I think the numbers are already priced in. That's what I think, too. I think the number are priced in. Wow. That was a nice call. So if I had the trade on, it'll be in about 12 pips in profit. I mean, I shouldn't have closed the full position. Now, when I look back into it, maybe one of the best things I could have done was to believe in my market reading, and I could have left at least half of the position run. Now, when I look back into it, it makes sense. Kind of makes sense. That was a good trade. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Wow. Whoever hold the trade, I mean, whoever managed to trade accordingly, wow, you guys must be in 20 pips in profit right now. 20 pips in profit. Beautiful. Yeah, actually, we were waiting for this hourly candle flip, you know. The hourly candle flip bullish. Managed to close bullish above, you know. And obviously, the next candle. So this candle was a holding up. The next candle just flew up. Beautiful. Whoever entered, re-entered, I mean, you guys must be in profit. So the best thing to do here will be to manage risk. Why? Because this was the first target area that the price is rejecting from right now. So that was the exact target area, right? Obviously, we are experiencing some New York volume right now, which is good, which is pretty good. So we also have to understand the fact that in the next 24 minutes, we have CPI. So there's a chance the prices may range. But the trade is done. Now, entering right now could be too late. Whoever entered here and hold the position accordingly like a champ, I mean, that's it. that was it. Holding the position like a champ. Whoever did, I mean, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, Sudeep brother here on YouTube says, managed to re-enter on the break of the previous candle high and secured 20 pips. Wow. Beautiful. That is beautiful. Amazing. So if I have to journal this trade, right? So you know what I'm going to say? This is how I'm going to journal. So I'm going to show you guys a live example of journaling. Look at this. So this is how you journal your trade. And this is something you can add. For example, what you can add is you can add review on your journals too. Maybe. So what could be the proper journal? So a journal, a proper review could be. Should have left the half of the position run. This is what you can say. This is what you can do. Should have let the half of the position run. And another idea could be have seen candles hold the volume right before Now, this is an example of journaling. I mean, if you journal in a similar fashion, maybe it's going to help you. So you have to write down things like this, right? And for example, you can sometimes, what you can do is you can also write down things like what you were feeling. So maybe I was feeling that, you know what, the structure was there. So this is going to be my 5th point. And the structure, the bullish structure was clearly seen from higher time frame to lower time frame. I mean, this is one of the ways to journal, man, and just take a screenshot and just keep it with yourself. And this is the final review. So what you can do is you can do this. Dun, 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 and copy. Right? All right, so Palin on YouTube says, my trading crystal ball says gold is flying. I don't know about that. I honestly don't know about it. All right, so Monsov has sent a chart. Let's just have a look at Monsov's chart. Oh no, he sent it like 3-4 minutes ago. I just saw it now. So he took an entry. What pair is this? Let's just have a look. So he entered in pound USD. He entered a buy. Ooh, wow. I actually took a sell on the London session. So now he's taking a buy. And entry is around 138318. Stop loss in about 10 pips away. Ooh, nice. Stop loss is in about 10 pips and take profit 20 pips. I mean, pretty good. I think it's going to work. Pound USD, because it's pretty bullish. But the only thing is, you got to be careful about the CPI, because in the next 17 minutes, we have the CPI news. So maybe you don't want to experience CPI news, do you? It's going to be pretty bad if you get caught up onto it. If you actually get caught up, I mean... Oh wow, I don't want to save. I want to do this. Chart image, copy, link. Beautiful. All right. So Monsov says, yeah, hope no slippage, but I'm fine taking loss. Oh no. Don't tell me you're fine taking loss. Come on. You're not fine taking loss at all. Come on. Oh my God. No, be careful. Be careful. If you go in a negative balance drawdown, I mean that's ugly, right? And you don't want to be in an ugly situation. Gambling is not worth it, you know. Sometimes it's not worth it, especially when you don't have control on it. It's not worth it. Yeah, but my bias on pound USD is still a sell. It's retracing up, you know, but I'm still expecting a sell on pound USD, to be honest, because the trend, the most recent trend is bearish trend, and we will see. We will see in the next 14 minutes. We will exactly see what's going to happen. All right, so the guys in the YouTube, if you guys need an example of a journaling trade, this is a good example. I'm going to send it to you guys. If the guys in the YouTube learning to journal, I mean, this could be a good example. Just look into the link, and that's something you can do. I mean, you don't need to do something exact, But something similar in fashion can help you, can help you understanding your thought process. If you ever send somebody a chart, send it like this. You have to put in your thoughts. You got to say bias, number 1, 2, support, hey, 3, 4, hey, 5. And you just got to do this. Just got to do this. Simple. All right, so we are waiting for CPI. Waiting for CPI, sir. CPI. Man, I think we are going to see some sort of haphazard movement today. So when I say haphazard, I mean we've seen candles wicking up and down, pretty crazy. So we will see what's going to happen if that's going to be the case today. But man, my gold trade earlier, that was really nice. Honestly, really nice. Whoever took that trade, I mean, if you guys managed to secure 20 pips, beautiful. That was like a 2-3 pips. That was like a 2-3 minutes trade, right? Not even 2-3 minutes. Probably must be 1 minute. A 1 minute trade. Bang. That was actually pretty good. And right now, gold is retracing pretty heavy. So let's see what's going to happen in the next few minutes.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby.
Ooh, look at gold retracing. Oh my God. Wow. This is something haphazard, right? So that's what you got to secure. Most of the time, what happens is you even if you're wrong, you get the chance to secure something out of the market. You get the chance to secure 10 to 12 pips. Now, when you're too cocky in the market and you say, you know what, I'm not happy with 10 pips, the market starts taking away from you. So you got to be happy, man. That was a good trade, to be honest. The gold trade, we called that live. I mean, beautiful trade. Can you just turn it up? Oh, Higo says, man, music is coming with a lot of noise. Can you just turn it off? Ooh, okay. Maybe I can lower it a little bit. Maybe I can lower it a little bit. All right. It's not the volume. It's really the noise in the sound. Oh, really? Oh my God. What's wrong with it? What's wrong? Oh no, it's the mic. Because I can't connect my stream mic on the Zoom. And that's the problem, Higo. I think it's the mic. And it's the laptop's fan. The CPU's fan on the side. That's causing the problem. That's what it is. I can't connect my stream mic. I can hear you clearly. Oh, okay. Let's give it a try and see what happens when I do this then. All right, so gold is retracing pretty heavy at this point in time, rejecting this 1737.70 sort of a price level. Wow, we are 6 minutes away from the CPI, and the New York volume is treating gold pretty nice. A lot of volume in it. All right, Hamoud says, Zoom. Hamoud, just go into the Slack, man. Just go in the Slack and find me. Just search my name. Just go in the Slack and search my name. All right. Anyways, that was actually pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I will... Dun, dun, dun. All right, so we are 4 minutes away. All right, Palin says Enzo Corteza. Based on the 1 minute, it looks like a retracement. All right, Enzo was saying, is that a fake out on gold? I mean, not necessarily. These sort of retracement always happens, so especially around the market open time. I mean, when the market opens up, when the market's not happy about the price that the market is in, what market does is market allows the prices in instruments like gold and pound yen to sort of retrace. And when the market grabs its premium price, often we've seen it moving in its original direction. So it's just a retracement. Maybe this is only a retracement. So the CPI news volume, I mean, that's going to decide where the market's going to move, man. So we just got to wait. We just got to wait. All right, so what is this? I have recorded you. Oh no. What is this? Snag it. Snag it, snag it. Pretty heavy at this point in time, rejecting this 1737.70 sort of a price level. Wow, we are 6 minutes away from the CPI and the New York volume. Oh shit. So it's kind of funny, isn't it? What if I do this? Higo, how is it now, buddy? Is it better now? Any better now? Is it better? Better? Yes? Yep. All right, that's good. That's good. Yep. If it's good, it's good. All right, so we are waiting for CPI. 2 more minutes, so we will see. No worries. No worries. All right, so Mohsen Bharati says, do you use sell stop or buy stop? Well, the thing with my trading experience in the news time is I don't gamble. So trading news for me is like gambling, and I don't believe gambling, right? So I've done my pieces, I've done my parts of gambling long ago, and I don't want to play that game again. For me, it's better. It's better to just it's just better to accumulate. You know, it's just better to grow my account pieces by pieces than to gamble. So that's a better analogy. So we'll see what's going to happen. So if the market's going to move in some sort of direction, man, definitely with volume, I mean, we will see. If the volatility dies, we will catch it in the wave. But if it's just going to move, it is what it is. So the market's going to move in the next 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Ooh, look at gold. Oh my God. So as we talked about, see how the market pushed down, grabbed the premium price, and it's pushing up right now. Oh my God. Look at the market movement. So that, oh my God, this is a haphazard movement, right? This is something haphazard. And you want to stay away from this. Oh my God, look at this. The market's breaking a lot of people's heart right now. The market is breaking a lot of people's heart. Let's check the numbers. Wow. The market is really crazy right now. Wow. Look at gold. It's actually moving up. As we talked about, see, so the idea at the bottom, the liquidity grab or the premium price grab was actually pretty solid. Ooh, he took a market position, and he says TP hit CPI in my favor. Ooh, that is lovely. That's pretty nice. So his TP got hit. That's amazing. So 20 pips in like a second, right? That's good. Did you manage to secure? Did you manage to secure, Matsu? All right. So it looks like Matsu's not here. Is he here? The CPI worked in Matsu's favor. Ooh, nice. That's pretty nice, eh? And gold right now is like a hot fire coal, and you don't wanna touch the hot fire right now. Look at this. You don't touch the hot fire, do you? If you touch the hot fire, you get burned. You will get burned if you touch the hot fire. Wow, and GG is moving up to above 153, 190. Looks like it looks like there is a lot of volume in pound yen. It was ranging for some time, and it's starting to break the levels now. All right, let's see if pound yen has enough volume to tap this gray area. Let's see what's going to happen next. Wow. Wow, pretty good. I'm happy. I'm happy. The position worked out for Motso. Pretty good. Wow, man, gold. Honestly, gold. We read the gold market, and right now the structure kind of justifies, you know, right from the beginning of the stream. So if you go back into the stream, you will see what was the idea behind gold's move today. Just go back into the stream and see how we talked about the rejections getting higher and the structure, cleaner range, wicks to be target, and gold is pretty bullish right now. And I think gold's going to recover. I think gold's going to move up here. That's what I think. Yep, gold is pushing up. I think gold's gonna fly. gold is going to fly. At least to this gray area right here. Wow. Beautiful. Really beautiful. The way the market moves, you know, the way the market, the gold retraced down before moving up, that's something to note down. Definitely for, if beginner traders are to understand that, that's going to help a lot. It's like having an extra, well, not extra, having a strong knowledge behind the market's movement. Right? We definitely know how the market moves. I mean, it grabs its premium price, grabs its liquidity, makes a long liquidity wick, grabs its order, and starts pushing in the direction. Right? That's what happened today. Simply, that's what happened. Amazing. Wow. Pound USD actually retraced up pretty heavy. It's pretty interesting. I mean, the way it moved up, right? So the most recent price action in pound USD was a bearish trend. And all of a sudden, one candle engulfing everything that happened in the past few days. This is actually so interesting. Is this move happening in pound USD is just to grab that liquidity, the CPI volume, trying to grab that premium price on the top or the discounted price on the top before the market could drop down heavy? I mean, is that what's happening right now? Really interesting. So I'm going to actually wait for this 4-hour candle to close. It's actually going to be interesting and really important to see how this 4-hour candle is going to close in the next 18 minutes. If the candle is going to just stop moving up, I mean, this is just crazy. Otherwise, if the candles start closing below 1386.50, this may be a liquidity grab. So we will see at that point in time what is the idea and what's exactly happening. We will see. Oh, my trading views jammed. Something's wrong. My trading view is jammed. Oh my God. Our Enzo Corteza says, during the New York Open, is it safe to assume that the volume will go in the same direction? I mean, I'll give you a simple idea, right, in a different perspective. So the highest volume contributing session or the highest volume influences, it's actually New York, the New York hemisphere, right, or the New York banks or the New York institutions. Now, the thing is, if the market trend is set by the big whales or the big market players, I mean, and the big market players is or are New York session sort of players, it's actually safe to assume that, you know what, the higher time frame bias will be kept same because they want to win big. They never want to scalp in 10, 20 pips sort of opportunity. Big market players, they want to accumulate. They want to hit that big point. So that's the case. That's the case, Enzo. So now at that point in time, what we have to think is, if our opponents, that is the big market players, if they want to win big, are they going to change the direction just in 1 day or 2 days? No, it's going to be a overall channeled sort of a movement or overall momentum. That's what we have to think. Now, if the momentum, right, so the overall momentum, we have to start overall momentum. We have to know about order flow. I mean, where possibly is the point where the market is exiting, or where is the point where the big players are exiting or entering? These are the things, if we keep in the back of the head, now we will have more advantage in the market. That's the idea. All right, so Palin says, through backtesting, I've come to conclusion that using high time frame to trade gold is a wise way to manage. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Trading any pair, literally trading any pair. If you look into the high time frame, and if you slowly create bias and then see opportunities, it'll make sense in an overall time frame, in an overall way, overall sense. It's gonna make sense. So that's what you do. You have to know where is the possible area that the market is going to exit, where is the possible area that the market is going to enter for a wave. Now for gold, for me, I mean the demand area on the bottom, look at this. Let me just do this, right? It's gonna be so clear. Now at that point in time, you have to think about demand area. We actually talked about this right at the beginning of the stream. if you go back into the stream and you go in the first few minutes of the gold review, you will see that, you know what, we were talking about this long wick. What is this long wick? This long wick is, it could be a potential area where the big players entered. This could be an area. Now, if this is where the smart money entered, or this is where the big institutions entered, it kind of makes sense in a way that it's actually holding up. It's not pushing down. Our CPI numbers, look at this. And the CPI numbers, it's exactly the same. Everything is planned. You know, it's like we think as if we're controlling the market, but no. The market's controlled by the elite, you know. We never control the market. So the CPI numbers were as expected. Core CPI number even worse. So obviously gold was to push up. We were talking about it the whole time. And this demand area, it's kind of making sense because the price is holding up, tapping in the level several times. So probably a lot of big institutions have entered already, and it's going to push up. It's going to start pushing up gold. That's what I think. Now, if it is to push up, this demand area is going to be the best situation. Best situation to just push the price even higher. So we will see over the course of a few days, we will see what's going to happen. But that's the case. Have to learn about order flow. What is order flow? How does the market enter? When does the market enter? Where does the market exit? Now, these are the stuff you have to research and try and learn on your own. A lot of volume in gold and pound USD. Yeah, it just hit that gray level. It actually hit that gray level. So that was my target on a 4-hour sort of a level. I mean, it's just hit that level. Looks like gold is going to push up even higher. And obviously, by fact that we know is gold or any pair doesn't just move up in one go unless there's high volume, high influence. I mean, if it has to move up, if it's going to retrace, it's going to swing up, swing down, swing up higher, swing down, swing up higher, swing down. So we will see. We will definitely see. But man, my bias was correct. Beautiful, beautiful trade. So before the CPI, I actually asked a lot of people about where do you think gold is going to move, right? So only 56% of the people voted gold is going up. So 16 people voted and only 56%, so almost half. So 8 people, almost 8 to 9 people, they thought that gold is going to move up. Wow, pound USD is retracing pretty heavy. Pound USD is retracing heavy. I think it's retracing for the NYSE premium now. That's what it's doing. That's what it's doing. That was a good day. Gold moved up, pound AUD pushing down. I mean, my bias was a sell below 1881.95. Couldn't execute on it because obviously it was looking into gold's movement. But pound USD is pretty high. I mean, I'm still expecting pound USD to kind of move down. But let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if there could be some sort of rejection on the top. Let's see. All right. Pound USD. Rejecting that 1386.50 sort of a level, which is good. All right. So we are 26 minutes away from the NYSE, and wow, look at the daily candle right now. Daily candle is bullish, has broken the previous daily candle's high, but actually did a retest around the previously broken daily support level. Now this area here was a previously broken daily support area. We did retest that price once, twice, and this is going to be the third time it's actually retesting that price. So if the candles are rejecting that level, there's a high chance pound USD could actually move down in this clear range. So what I'm telling myself is the weekly candle is still bearish, right? It kind of makes sense to be bearish because look at the wave. Look at the wave. Look at the trend. The most recent trend is a bearish trend. I think pound USD is slowly going to move down. That's what I think. I think pound USD is slowly going to move down. Yep, 15-minute candle has broken the previous 15-minute candle was low. I mean, 5-minute candles are doing something similar. I think this is going to be corrected. That's what I think. Ooh. Let's see. 25 minutes away from the market open. 25 minutes away. Yeah, I'm thinking about a selling situation, but on a 5-minute, it's kind of, I would say kind of impulsive on a 5-minute, because the 15-minute candle is still open, right? But I'm expecting the candles to push down, because this 1386.50 is a daily rejection level. And the candles are rejecting it pretty heavy. 15-minute candle is closing bearish. Yeah, I think pound USD is going to move down here. Wow. Yep, pound USD is moving down, rejecting 1386.50. 1386.50, that's what I think. Oh, look at gold here. Wow. Gold tapped that gray level, the target level, and it's retracing so heavy. I mean, obviously in the next 23 minutes, we have this NYSE, and the NYSE also induces. We have seen a lot of volume induced in the market around that time. So we will see. But oh my God, man, oh man. Pound USD is retracing so well. Honestly, so well. Wow, GU is actually rejecting 1386.50. Wow. In the next 13 minutes, we are going to experience NYSE. So let's see what's going to happen. Yep, looks like 15-minute candle is slowly pushing down here. Ten minutes away from NYSE. Wow, look at the liquidity week on the hourly time frame. So the CPI news pump happened. The price pushed all the way up to the target in around the NYSE time. Well, the market retraced the candle all the way down and potentially grabbed its liquidity premium price. Now trying to drive up is actually going to move up. I think gold has higher chances of moving up than anything else. And pound USD obviously is rejecting this 1386.50 sort of level. It's going to be interesting how pound USD is going to behave with the NYSE volume. I want to see some sort of bearish push. So let's see what's going to happen. And I'm going to be here for oh, looks like Hugo's mic's on. All right. So I'm going to be here for the next 7 to 12 minutes, and we will see. We will observe the New York NYSE volume. Obviously, I've actually caught a trade in a London session, right at the beginning of the stream. As I said, there is no necessity for me to grab a larger trade today because I've already capitalized in the afternoon in the London session, and I had a really good call in gold. So New York volume, New York push, gold trade, obviously. So I'm expecting some sort of pound USD sell. So let's see what's going to happen. What's going to be the situation in the next 6 minutes? In the next 3 minutes. All right, NYSE, and the 2-hour candle is flipping while the other 2-hour candle has rejected the top. So at this point in time, would love to see some sort of resistance, at least on a 30-minute. Ooh, but the candles in pound USD are flipping bullish. So now at this point in time, buys above 1386.50 also makes sense, because there's a clear traffic on the left hand side. Obviously my bias was a bearish bias, but right now, looking at the present situation and looking at the range on the top side, I mean, NYSE volume could actually drive the prices up. So what I'm saying to myself is, looking at the way the candles are moving, buys above 1386.50. All right, so the previous 30-minute candle closed bullish, but with a small body. So with the small body, is this saying in relation to volume, is the volume on the upside dying? Maybe that could be the case. Now this is the NYSE volume, right? As we said, as we experienced the New York market open previously, I mean, NYSE could also continue or sustain the momentum. So I have to see at least a 15-minute candle close above this level, and then I will take to see if I can actually take buy. On a 15-minute, the structure is there. 15-minute, the support structure is there. I mean, some of the people I know, they will take a buy on the flip of the candle. 100%. This is the point where they're gonna buy. They're gonna say, you know what? I'm expecting the candles to push up, respecting this structure, respecting the 15-minute structure, and that's what they're gonna do. The 15-minute structure making sense. The support is making sense. Looks like the high is going to be tested. Looks like the high is going to be tested, but I am too late for the entry right now. So if any of the 15-minute candles supposedly closes above this level, I mean, that's a good chance. Ooh, I think I'm going to miss out on this buy here. But it's moving up. Let's see. First minute of the NYSE volume session time. First minute. Yep, and the ooh, wow. It's kind of volatile at this point in time. So the 15-minute structure is there, and there's a high chance candles could actually push up. Higher chance looking at the most recent price action right now. So we just have to see what's going to happen. Wow, look at the 1 minute. Look at the 1 minute liquidity wick. Ooh, I think it's going to push even higher. It's actually going to break that high. It's actually going to break that high. That's what it's going to do. It's actually going to break that high. This high is going to be broken here. NYSE volume is going to break that high. Wow. Yep. Pound USD moving up. Gold moving up. And the candles retracing. Ooh. All right, so I think I'm gonna call it a day here. I mean, I called a beautiful gold trade earlier on, and looks like pound USD. The support structure is there. As long as this support is respected, I mean, it's actually going to respect, or it's actually going to retest the high. That could be the case. The high could be tested. Very simple idea. Anticipating a buy with candles to retest the high with NYSE volume, if there's enough volume, obviously. I was actually waiting to see if a 15-minute candle could close above, but I mean, I think it's going to be too late the way it's moving. So if anybody is in a buying situation, just try and see if the support will be respected. I think that's going to be the best thing. And just manage your risk accordingly and secure once you see the high being tested. I mean, there's a clear traffic, but you want to be able to secure something. So that's the scenario, that's the case. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day here. I am going to call it a day.
Right, thank you.
No worries, Hamoud. Alrighty. Take care, guys. Have a beautiful day.
You too, thank you.
Take care, Hamoud. Take care. Enzo says on YouTube, he says, thanks for the tips, man. Peace out. Peace out. Take care.